Hello and welcome back to the channel where we have yet another Tales from my backlog. Where, as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, I am going to be reviewing the very first Creed film. Yes, so over the span of about a year, starting in 2023, concluding in 2024, I went through the entire Rocky franchise. And I loved it. I loved all the movies. They all have their own. Like, I know a lot of people don't like say Rocky 5. Funny enough, Rocky 5 is my second to slash third favorite film in the entire franchise, because I was saying to myself, ever since Rocky 4, that's what Rocky should be doing. He should be just coaching the next generation of boxers, and we got that in Rocky 5, and I loved it for that. And I fell in love with this franchise that I had never seen before. And it's been about 5 months since I wrapped up that Rocky series with Rocky Balboa. And now it's time for the Creed films. So I have just sat through the entire first Creed film. What did I think about it? And the answer is I enjoyed it. It's not as good as a lot of people had hyped it up to be. So, what do I mean by that? Well, going into it as, a movie set in the Rocky franchise, it felt very eerily kind of similar to the first Rocky film. So let me explain. So we have Adonis, who is going to be our main protagonist for this film and the next two. Well, the next three, because we do know that there is going to be a fourth Creed film. And he is an up-and-coming boxer that is given a chance to fight the current heavyweight champion, and he does, and he proves himself, but also doesn't win that match. And then we have the very first Rocky film, where we have Rocky, who's an up-and-coming boxer, given a chance to fight the current heavyweight champion. He proves himself, and due to technicalities, he doesn't technically win. He goes the distance, obviously, and so does Adonis. Now, granted, it's not like a one-to-one remake of it. It's not. Like I said, I still enjoyed it. I loved Michael B. Jordan in this movie. I've only really seen him as Killmonger in Black Panther and, the cameo he made in Wakanda Forever. So I don't really have much knowledge of Michael B. Jordan when it comes as an actor, apart from those two, the two movies that I just mentioned, seeing him in. So this is really the first non-MCU movie that I'm seeing him in, and I like him. He's a great actor. He done a phenomenal job as Adonis Creed, and I love the fact that he, we know he's a Creed. We learn pretty early on in the film that he's a Creed, and when it comes to him trying to get into boxing, obviously he could, he could use his father's legacy essentially, to be able to get the big fights, get signed pretty quickly. Get signed pretty quickly, and start bringing in the cash. But he doesn't. He doesn't do that because he doesn't want. He wants to prove himself outside of the Creed name. And I love that. I love that character arc that he goes on. That, we do see that he is going by Johnson. He's trying really hard to keep his past hidden, but as soon as it gets found out for his first feature match, that's when it gets leaked to the world that, hey, there's a Creed, there's one of the descendants of Creed, and he's getting into boxing, and that's how things snowball into him having that fight, his second fight in the movie, technically a third fight, because we do see a bit of a first fight in the beginning of the movie. Now, Rocky, obviously, because this is set in his universe, does show up, and I both love and have little nitpicks about that. It's at the time of this movie's coming out, it had been, the last time we seen Rocky was in 2006. So 9 years has passed since then. And, we see that he's still managing the restaurant. We learn what happened to his son, Rocky Jr., where he's up in Canada now with a wife, and they don't really are on speaking terms. We also learn that Paulie had passed away in 2012 in between the end of Balboa and Creed. And he still goes to visit his wife's grave. Not only that, Paulie is buried beside his sister, so he visits both of them. And I like that. And I like as well that he's very apprehensive about training Adonis. But and the one thing that I do love as well, that the moment Rocky finds out that he's the son of Creed, he there's a bit of, like, oh, this is my best friend's son. There the love that Rocky had for Creed has been transferred over to Adonis. And that's why, like with Rocky Five, eventually he gives in to the idea of training somebody new, and he does, though. Because Rocky's also, he's getting up there in years. It's been 30 about 40 years at when this movie came out. About nearly 40 years since the first Rocky movie. So obviously, not only is Rocky the character getting up in there in years, but so is Sylvester Stallone. And they go through an interesting. This is where I'm going to actually get into some nitpicks here. They decide to give Rocky cancer. I guess because they needed an emotional aspect of the movie, to make us think that, oh, is Rocky actually going to die? Obviously he doesn't, because he's in the second one, but not the third one, because I think I remember he just wasn't asked back for that one. But I think he would still, he might come back for the fourth one. I'm not 100% sure on that one. And, as well, we do get to find out about the, Apollo and Rocky's third boxing match at the end, that we get teased for at the end of Rocky 3. We find out who won that, and it was Apollo. I have mixed feelings on that. I have mixed feelings that, I still think we shouldn't have been told who won. Obviously, because the reason why we got told is because Adonis wanted to know, and Rocky, having that respect and love for Apollo, obviously one said that, of course it was Apollo who won. That having that mutual respect, and Rocky still has that guilt from the fourth movie of not throwing in the towel and saving Apollo's life. And I love that. I love that he still has guilt. He's often said in the movie that had he thrown in the towel, maybe he still would have been here. And I love that. Especially now, considering that the original actor who played Apollo sadly passed away last year. And yeah, I love the interaction that Adonis and Rocky has. I enjoyed the movie. It's definitely leaning a little too close to being a remake of Rocky, which I know by 2015 wasn't like a big thing to have like a big remakes of movies. We're just about to have that with The Force Awakens. Was Force Awakens 2015? I'm sure by the time this video comes out, I'll have figured that out. But I still enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to watching Creed 2, watching Creed 3, because like with the first three, the first Rocky movie, the second Rocky movie, the third, and a bit of the fourth, all of 5 and all of Balboa. I'm going into the Creed universe completely blind. I have no idea what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, and I love that. I love that. It's been a decade since the first movie came out, and the most I know about it is Jonathan Majors showing up in the third movie. That's it. That's all I know. And I can't wait to continue on, to finish up with the Rocky universe with Rocky 2 and Rocky 3. Not Rocky 2 and Rocky 3. I've already done that. Creed 2 and Creed 3 later on this year. I did enjoy it. I do enjoy these movies. I absolutely love the Rocky franchise because I'm so happy that I finally got around to going through this franchise. But that is it. That is going to wrap this video up. So, of course, let me know what you thought of, the very first Creed movie down in the comments below. This has just been, like, my first viewing raw reaction to it. And I'm not going to say where I'd rank it with the other Rocky movies. Yes, it does take place in the same universe, as I've been saying, but I think I need to differentiate the two for my rankings. I've already done my Rocky rankings when I did Balboa five-ish months ago. So I think I'm going to rank the 3 Creed movies when I finish them. But yeah, that is going to wrap this video up. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all on the next upload, which is going to be a return of the Star Trek Borg reviews, where I'm going to be reviewing the Season 4, Episode 6, The Raven. And there's a specific reason why I'm going for The Raven, and I'll explain so in the video, because I have most of it scripted. I just have to record the audio and edit the whole video together. But anyway, I'll catch you all on the very next upload.